For decades, they were the women that never served. In 1942, they arrived at Houston Municipal Airport in record numbers, paying their own way, making their own living arrangements, out to prove that women could do anything men did, but most importantly, answering the call of patriotic duty. Jacqueline Cochran was the founder of the Women Air Force Service Pilots. It was she that convinced President Roosevelt to allow women to fly military aircraft for the first time in history during World War II. The WASPs were unlike any other military branch in the nation at the time, and for one spunky young pilot dispatcher, they were the cause of much concern.
Well, I didn't much like the idea at first. I really didn't, because I always felt like that I had a bird nest on the ground with my job. I was doing what I loved to do, and you work around pilots and there's no griping and fussing because they're doing what they like. And so, you know, it was just a great environment, and I was afraid maybe it would change.
But it didn't take Celeste Graves long to warm up to her new, unusual group of military pilots. It took her even less time to respect them.
They had no benefits. If a girl got killed, her parents had to pay for the funeral. The government didn't. And one of the students, one of her friends, had to volunteer to go home with the body. There was no military to it, and that always amazed me, because they were flying military planes, they were doing everything the military way, and no recognition.
By 1943, over 35 female pilots had lost their lives completing military missions. Yet despite their contributions, 1 year later, the WASPs were disbanded, and their existence was deemed classified by the U.S. government. Over the next 3 decades, their stories would not appear in the history books. Their service would go unrecognized. It took an act of Congress in 1977 to grant the Women Air Force Service Pilots military status. By that time, history had all but forgotten them. Celeste Graves, though, never did. In 1997, she published a book, A View from the Doghouse, in which she honored the women that served at what is now Hobby Airport.
Well, then the more I got into it, and the more I got reacquainted with some of my friends in the first class, the more excited I got, so it turned into a book.
Today, Celeste is one of the most active historians of the WASPs. Her efforts are giving these brave women their place in history, at places like the 1940 Air Terminal Museum in Houston. Reporting for Houston Airports Today, I'm Juan Alanis.